Hey, this is Lou Mangello from WDW Radio, and you're listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Let's do this.
The tangents at Squeak continue all the way to episode 196 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. And in my defense, and in Jeff Barnes' defense, there will be Dole Whips. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like we do every week on the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Bethlehem.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Chrissy is working, making those dollar bills, yo. Hey, you know, her kid's not even one yet, so he can't get a job to contribute to the household bills yet, so.
That is true.
Until then, mom and dad have to work, so. One of these days, Alex, you're going to have to get a job. Anyway, that being said, we do have another body this week, so welcome back, returning guest, but welcome back, Aaron from the Indy Disney Meet.
Well, hello, ladies, and thanks for having me on the show.
You are so welcome.
Yes.
So, normally when we have guests, we don't normally do news, but since you're a returning guest, we're going to do news, but all the news we have is Disney related. So.
Right.
That's always good. That's a bonus.
Yeah. So we figure if we're going to talk news, if you want to chime in, it should be something you should hopefully relatively know something about. So.
Right.
So, first bit of news is that Disney/Lucasfilm have released an official list of cast members for Star Wars Episode 9, which is going to start filming, actually, as we're recording this, the day after tomorrow, on August 1st. So the cast list is going to include Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Lupita Nyong'o, Domhnall Gleeson, Kelly Marie Tran, Billy Lord. New members of the cast are going to include Naomi Eckie, if I'm saying that right. Richard E. Grant. That's kind of a big name.
Exciting.
Yeah, and yeah.
For Doctor Who fans, the Shocker Doctor.
Yes. And Kerry Russell. And then they have also said that Mark Hamill shall be returning. Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams is returning, so we're going to see the return of Lando Calrissian.
I am so excited and curious of what that's going to be. Like how...
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, and they have addressed the kind of the double bund elephant in the room. I'm sure she would laugh at that if she was still with us. But Leia will make an appearance, played by Carrie Fisher. They are just going to use unreleased footage from The Force Awakens. So they spoke to Billy and other members of Carrie's family, and Billy has given her blessing. They're not going to recast her. They're not going to use CG. They're just going to use whatever footage they've got and edit her into the film that way. And of course, John Williams will be returning to score the film, as he has done for almost every Star Wars film since 1977. So.
Yep.
So that is exciting. I'm excited to see the return of Lando.
Lando and obviously, Princess Leia having a role in it as well was it was kind of neat. So I think a lot of people weren't sure how that was going to play out, but glad to see her in the show.
Yep. Very exciting. So. A announcement from the Walt Disney Company. They have announced that they are going to eliminate single-use plastic straws and plastic stirrers in all of their owned and operated locations across the globe by mid-2019. This includes all parks with the exception of Tokyo Disney because it is not owned and operated by the Walt Disney Company.
That's going to be interesting. So are we supposed to walk around with Mickey ears and all the souvenirs like under our shoulder or under our arm as we're walking through Main Street?
I don't know. Well, as far as like shopping bags, they're going to offer reusables for that sort of thing for the parks and the cruise ships for all the gift shops. The straws, it doesn't say, but I'm guessing that they'll switch to paper. They already use paper straws at Animal Kingdom just for that very reason, because the plastic straws can be harmful to the animals. So if you've ever been to Disney's Animal Kingdom park and gotten a drink that gets you a straw, you've experienced the paper straws. It's a bit weird texture-wise when you first try it.
I was going to say, I've never had paper straws. Like, I'm trying to picture how that would look. It's not. It's
a thick paper. It's not quite like cardboard, but it's thick enough that it's not going to get all soggy on you. I mean, you can use it for, to drink, but they're biodegradable is the thing. So
it's different. I mean, it's a different type of, as you're drinking your soda, you're going to drink it and it'll hit you at first and you'll be like, boy, that was kind of weird, but then you do get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't drink soda anyway, so it's not a big thing for me. So I pretty much drink bottled water. And
really a good move on Disney's part because I mean, for as big as it is, for as many parks as they have, it's a good contribution in helping the environment. So I think kudos to them.
Yeah. So that is exciting. And all that money they're saving on trash, they can use to give to Fox. Because last Friday there was a shareholder meeting for both Walt Disney Company and 21st Century Fox, and they voted in favor of a $71.3 billion acquisition. So this was really interesting to follow, and I know Comcast was hoping to win the IP for that for the Fox assets, but the one thing they did do is they drove Disney's price up by $20 billion, and at the end of the day, for them they may have looked at that as something in a positive way because. I think I remember back in 2006, Comcast made a bid for Disney's theme parks, and for I think it was somewhere around $50 billion for the U.S. domestic theme parks, and Disney laughed. And then Comcast came back with another bid for $60 billion, right after that, and Disney laughed, and Comcast broke it off at that time. But it's kind of funny how this all kind of resurfaces again for different IP now, because IP is the thing, Yep.
If you've got IP, you can create theme park attractions, you can create theme park lands, but it's a real interesting, dynamic what goes on with the bidding, the two giants in the room, and it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, the article says that within 8 minutes of the shareholder meeting, they got majority vote from the shareholders. That didn't take long.
No.
Everybody rolled into New York yep. And Disney's already gained regulatory approval from the government, so this is pretty much a done deal. This should be done, finalized sometime probably next year. So,
the shareholders were wringing their hands like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, no kidding.
Added another lucky dime into the vault.
Yeah,
right.
That's putting it mildly. So
remind me of the meme with Mickey Mouse and Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I got them all now. Well, he's got almost all of them. He's still missing that last one. That's Spider-Man, because Sony's still got a hold of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get that last Avenger Infinity Stone eventually. Well, that is it for the news. So we can jump right into the real reason Aaron is here. Not that we don't love talking about Disney and all things of them spending large amounts of money. But in this case, it's more about raising money for a good cause. So as of we're recording this, we're slightly under a month from this year's Indy Disney Meet. I finally got to attend last year after years of seeing it come up on the calendar and me going, oh, I can't make it. So last year was super exciting. Talked to a lot of people. It was a good time, good food, a lot of Dole Whip. The people seemed really excited with the auction and the giveaways, and Yeehaw Bob gave a rollicking performance, and it was rather exciting. And remind me, because I have the memory of Dory. So how much did the event raise last year?
So last year we raised $25,000, and actually, Rachel, for you coming for the first time last year, you saw it in what I would call significant growth mode. And, we knew with Yeehaw Bob coming from Florida and a few other guests that joined us to do some breakout sessions, that we were going to have a large crowd. I didn't expect as large a crowd as we had, and at times it was getting a little uncomfortable in the hall. And I think that's a good problem to have, but there are times when you sit back and think, boy, I hope we have enough, seating. I hope we have enough chairs, table space. And we are, we're getting close to, and the way we're set up at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds, we're in their biggest hall, basically the largest hall that they have, which is pretty significant. So, we're hopeful this year that we'll be okay with regards to with space, but we have different things going on in the hall. We have a kids hall, so about a third of the space we have is dedicated for kids activities, and then we have our main hall where all of our seating, our food, and our main stages, and then over on the other side we have our expo and our silent auction are all set up. So we have a lot of space, but we also use a lot of space, and the crowd is really great. I think last year it was great the way everybody got into the performance, everybody got into the whole event itself, and this year again we're looking to really make some improvements, and we're bringing some different entertainment in. We're doing a few things differently, and one of which is we're taking our auction online this year, so everybody will have a chance to bid on all the silent auction items, both at the meet and outside of the meet. So, if for instance, if you live in Phoenix, Arizona, you can bid on items. So we're real excited about that.
That's cool. Yeah. Very cool. So, yeah, I'm super excited again to be attending this year and to have a table in the little expo area and contributing to the silent auction. And I was racking my brain. I was like, oh, what can I contribute that would be something that obviously still fits to something Disney related, but there was such a good variety of items last year. I mean, there was everything from the Dooney and Burke bags to bottles of wine from John Lasseter's winery to
right.
There's all sorts of things.
We really try to get everything in the auction as Disney theme or theme park, items as possible. We try to, get quite an assortment, and there's plenty to choose from. But our silent auction is one of the largest fundraising events or efforts that we do. And doing it online this year, it's a little bit more of a leap of faith because I'm not sure how all that's going to play out. We'll have to see, but a little nervous, but also excited that it's going online. So, but over to entertainment, we're bringing in a Southern California singer named Roxy Dar, who is a Disney-inspired princess singing, just fantastic voice, who basically will replicate and sing many Disney princess songs from different Disney animated movies. So we're real excited about that. And then we're also going to have Lou Mangello join us. Yeah, from the WDW Radio podcast. And Jeff Barnes will be there, Jim Hill will be there, and Mike Rallman will be there from the Be Our Guest podcast. So we're very excited. There are several podcasters who will be joining us. In fact, Rachel, I did the floor plan today for the expo, so I got a good spot picked out for you. Front row.
Yeah, so just stick me someplace where I have easy access to the food. Preferably so I do not get ran over by Lou as he makes his way for the food. I can just see it now. Podcaster gets ran over by Disney loving Italian running for fried chicken, and then podcaster also gets ran over by Disney author and speaker running for the Dole Whips. So it's like, if Jeff and Lou are not at their tables, it's like, check the food for Lou, check the ice cream for Jeff.
That's right. So no, we're very excited about the entertainers. We are going to have a couple of podcasts up on stage during the event. Give Kids a World will be at the event, and we'll be doing some check presentations while they're on site. We will be publishing a schedule of events around August 11th, and for everybody to see, so that they can kind of see what is going to be happening, where they might want to go, because there'll be multiple things happening at once, multiple events happening at once. So you'll definitely want to check out the schedule, which, like I said, it'll be posted around August 11th. And we typically start posting things on our Facebook page. It's Indy Disney Meet on Facebook, Indy Disney Meet on Twitter. And if you look at those places, you'll find our schedule. And also on our website, mwfk.org, we'll have our schedule posted there as well. But there'll be an abundance of activities. I think our biggest effort this year is we're going to be giving away a 6-night, 7-day Walt Disney World vacation package for a family of 4. It includes accommodations at a DVC Deluxe Resort studio, and 6-day theme park tickets, base theme park tickets, and dining for all 4 members of the family. And that's the standard dining package. Yeah. So, yeah. So we're excited about that. It does cost. Tickets are going to be $20 for a shot at it, and we'll be drawing the name of the winner at the end of the meet. But so you'll want to stick around for that for sure. You don't have to be present to win, and tickets can only be purchased at the meet. However, you can purchase tickets for friends. You can purchase tickets for acquaintances. However you'd like to do it. You'll be able to just fill in your name and contact information, and you can buy as many tickets as you'd like. But it's going to be very climatic because somebody's going to walk away with a trip. I think that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
You always say, when you're trying to win a contest like that, you always say, well, there's probably me and about 500,000 other people who who are trying to win this contest, who have registered. Well, at the meet, you may have, maybe a 1 in 1,000 chance, which I think the odds are pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
And even if you don't win, the money is going to a very good cause.
That's correct. And I should add that all of our, proceeds, 100% of our proceeds go to Give Kids a World. We don't take any of the money that is raised at the event. All of the food is donated. All of the volunteers, we have a great volunteer staff. We had a volunteer meeting last night, and we just had a great time with it. We're serious when we need to be serious, but we laugh when we're making fun of each other. So, but we have a great group of volunteers who volunteer their time. Everything that we have is pretty much donated, and all of the proceeds from the event actually they go right to Give Kids the World. So all the money raised, we take nothing from it. It goes directly to the village, and we're pretty proud of that because that's not something that can easily be done.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And as obviously I'm excited to go and help you guys raise the money and see friends. So meet some new people, but also see some familiar faces. I've known Lou for a very long time.
Excellent.
So it's been a while since I've actually seen him face to face, but I've talked to him every now and then. So,
according to him, this is the first time he's been to Indiana. So we're going to try to roll out the red carpet for him.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing us Hoosiers know how to do is have a pitch-in. So that's about all. Just roll out the red carpet right to the buffet table, and he'll be happy. So
yeah, no, we've got some great food lined up. We'll have Chick-fil-A, Perkins, all kinds of different restaurants will be donating food for the event. So there'll be an abundance of food, and I think last year after the meet was over, we all looked at each other because we did have a lot of food left over last year. We were back in the kitchen, and we were all looking at each other like, what in the world are we going to do with all of this?
Because taking what home?
Well, exactly. But even then, there was still way too much food, and we all looked at each other, and there were like 12 or 13 of us, and we looked at each other. We're like, we can't eat all this.
That's when you're looking at the watch. Like, how late does the homeless shelter take donations?
Well, you went right down the path because that's what we started doing, and most of them are closed. Yeah. And we did find somebody that was willing to come and pick up the food the next morning.
That's good.
And take it to homeless shelters. So
awesome.
Yeah, we were pretty happy with that because otherwise it was going to waste.
Yeah. I'm just I don't remember everything I had last year. My plate was just full, but it was such a good spread, and I'm just kind of sad that I didn't get a chance to go back for seconds because I was just so busy talking to people.
Right.
And then captivated by the Yeehaw Bob performance. And next thing I know, y'all are closing up the auction and calling out ticket numbers and everything. And the event's over. And I'm like, I only got to eat once.
Right. So we're going to be
that long ago?
Yeah, we're going to be doing our raffle a little bit different this year, just for the sake of time.
Mm-hmm.
So this year what we're doing is we're going to be drawing winners for Disney gift cards every hour like we usually do. Mm-hmm. But this year, for the other prizes, we're going to be drawing tickets, but then writing them up on a whiteboard. And it'll be basically everybody's responsibility to check the board to see if they've won, and if they did, they can claim their prize right at the raffle table. So a little different than usual, and it's only because last year it was taking me like 15 minutes to call ticket winners.
Yeah.
So we hope this will be a little bit more efficient for us, and it'll save us some time to kind of enjoy the event, and not everybody has to hear me talk for 15 minutes every hour.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's most people tend to congregate in the main hall, but then everybody's talking and yakking. But then you also have people out in the hallway, going to the restroom, and the kids area was slightly blocked off, and it was kind of loud over there too. And then you also had the rooms in the other hallway where you were kind of doing like the smaller panels, the non like main stage programming. So not everybody's within earshot when you go, numbered 7-2, 1-1. So
well, and the other thing that's great is with the auction being online this year, you can actually bid from your seat. You don't have to actually get up and go to the silent auction table. You can bid from the breakout room. You can bid from outside the building. So that'll be kind of nice too, to have that convenience. And when you do get outbid, you'll get texted about, hey, you've been outbid. Would you like to, bid again? So it's going to be. We're hoping it's going to be more efficient this year, because we know last year it was a little difficult with crowds. People kind of crowding the silent auction area, and the kids hall. And our kids hall is going to have virtual reality this year, as you know, Rachel.
Yep.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm not just attending this year. Chauncey's attending this year too.
Yeah, so we're excited about that, and
he's working on it right now. He's working on updates as we record. So,
excellent. Yeah, so it's going to be a hot air balloon experience. We're excited about that. We will have a DJ in the kids' hall. We're going to have a lot of different activities going on. We're going to have a photo booth, which we're excited about, and so we'll have a lot of different things to do in the kids' hall. And if parents want to go in the kids' hall and have a good time, I know a lot of parents that went in there last year just because they were kind of interested in what was happening. So parents do get involved with the kids' activities. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some parents float in there to try the virtual reality or do some family pictures with the photo booth and some of the other things that we're going to have going on in there. So,
hopefully the folks will enjoy the virtual reality experience. If any of our listeners were at Starbase Indy this last year, it's the same experience that Chauncey and I showed at Starbase Indy, although it will be upgraded from the experience, but still the hot air balloon experience. But it was mostly adults that tried it then, and it's been mostly adults that have tried it other times that he showed it. So I'll be interested to see how it fares with more kids and how kids enjoy it. So plus he just likes showing it off. So anytime he could show a virtual reality to people who've not experienced it, that he's definitely for. Although he's really excited to show Lou. So as soon as a possibility to make sure Lou gets in there and tries it. Lou likes to say he watches Chauncey's Mad Science from afar via the social media posts, but he's experienced some of the stuff Chauncey's done in the past. And he's like, dude, so. Yeah, the whole hot air balloon was born out of our love of Disney. Anyway, he needed to build something that was entirely his, not using other people's projects to show off the equipment. And he was racking his brain, and I was like, well, let's just rip off Soarin', essentially. So I was like, well, we can do a hot air balloon. So,
yeah,
and it kind of spiraled
we'll have
from
to
there.
We'll have to get Lou in there before rope drop. Otherwise, you may have to wait a little while because I think it's going to be pretty popular.
Yeah, there's no fast pass for the hot air balloon, so it may not get to quite to flight of passage wait times, but it might be kind of up there.
Right. So we're excited to have Roxy Dar join us this year, and she's coming all the way from Southern California. But I don't know if a lot of people know her, but she's got a great voice, and it's one of the things we're real excited about is having her. She has sung. She recently sung at the Rose Bowl. She is She sings the national anthem at the Staples Center in Los Angeles quite frequently, and but she does do Disney work on the side, and I believe she did. Well, I'm sure she did some D23 performances a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago. So we're real excited to have her. Not a lot of people know about her, but I think a lot of people should. I mean, especially in the Disney fan community, she's great and just sings really well. She's spot on with all of the Disney animated characters that sing. So yeah, it's going to be a real treat, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I definitely one of those people that hadn't heard of her, but looked her up on YouTube, and she's definitely a big Disney fan. So
right, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
That's exciting.
But no, our goal this year, we're hoping to beat last year's total, and we really kind of cranked up our corporate sponsorship this year. So you'll see different banners around the meet that that our sponsors are, they're contributors to our mission. So all the money we raise from sponsorship goes to Give Kids the World, and we have different sponsors for different pieces of the event. So our main stage, our breakout room, the expo, the auction, the main hall. We try to sponsor all of the pieces of the meet, and then that money that we generate from sponsorship goes to Give Kids the World Village. So that's really something we tried to crank up this year, and it seems to work out really well. It's going to help us get over the goal of $25,000.
Well, here's hoping.
Right. So
that's exciting. I'm excited. So
yeah. Let me give you the particulars. So
yep.
The Indy Disney Meet is Saturday, August 25th. It's from noon to 7 at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds, which are in Noblesville, Indiana. Mm-hmm. So Indianapolis, if you think of Indianapolis as like a wheel, Noblesville is in the northeast corner of the wheel. So that's where the meet is, and it runs, like I say, from noon to 7. I'll give everybody a little hint. If you wear mouse ears when you enter the meet, you get 2 free raffle tickets, which is cool. And you can, all of our social media outlets have all of our information. So on Facebook, we're Indy Disney Meet, and on Twitter, we're Indy Disney Meet, and we post all of our details there. So that's basically all of the information. Again, we are a fundraiser. It's free to get in. Admission is free. All of the food is free. But there are fundraising activities that happen throughout the event for us to raise money for Give Kids the World.
Mm. Yep. So make sure you're following them on social medias. Proper social medias, because you've been posting a lot of the announcements. I like how you've been like the 11th of every month, because it's the 11th event. So yeah, we try to get all the information out there. And we don't try to overdo it with our posts, but we do want to make sure everybody kind of knows what's happening. And again, like I say, the biggest thing is somebody's going to walk away with a 7-day Walt Disney World trip, mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be really cool. So, and then one other thing, which as we're recording this, there's only a few days left, but you're still doing the ornaments.
Yes. So on our Facebook page, and every now and again I'll reshare it. But basically, we're doing a star ornament promotion. So if you purchase a star ornament for $20. You will be you'll get an ornament when you come to the meet, but also you'll get a star up on the wall that we're going to put all these stars with people's names on them who purchased a ornament. But really we did this out of an idea that happens down at Give Kids the World Village. So every critically ill child who visits the village on their last day, they go to what's called the Castle of Memories. and they leave a star behind. And Give Kids the World takes the star and they put it up on the ceiling, and they basically give that child a map of where their star is, so that if they ever do come back to the village, they know where their star is. But it's really there to leave a memory behind. It helps the child cope with the fact that they're leaving the village, they're going home, but a piece of them is left behind. So the ornament is a kind of a replica or a reflection of that. So you can go out to our Facebook page, purchase an ornament. It's $20. Right now we're having a promotion where if you purchase an ornament by August 3rd, you'll be in a raffle for a $50 Disney gift card. So it's just a little extra incentive. But we're hopeful people will take a look at it. The ornaments are very nice. They're well made, good quality. Hang on your Christmas tree or wherever you'd like to hang them. You don't have to hang them on your Christmas tree. And that's just a promotion we're running right now. So if you have a chance and you'd like to go out and purchase one, it's on our Facebook page. It's pinned at the top. And just click on the link and follow the directions. It's real easy to purchase one. And when you come to the meet, you can pick it up there, or we will ship it to you if you do not make it to the meet or you're not coming to the meet.
I was just about to ask about that.
Yes, we will ship them to you. So.
Cool. Very cool. And for those that may be coming from distancers, hotel information.
Yeah. Yes, so we do have a room block, and you can scroll through our Facebook page to find it, but probably the best way to find it would be to go to our website. It's mwfk.org, and if you look through the event information, you'll find our room block, and you can go out there, call the hotel, and they'll mention Give Kids the World, and they'll put you in our room block, and we do have a special rate for each night that you stay.
Cool. Very cool. Because I know that some people. There are some people that travel from quite a bit of ways. I had a friend
I know of one person coming from Southern California, and I know of another person coming from Seattle. So that's pretty cool.
I had a friend last year that he's a friend that I know because of being a Disney fan, and we normally see each other when we happen to be in Florida at the same time. But on a whim, he decided to drive from Columbus, Ohio, to the meet, and then drove all the way home after it was over. So
Columbus is only about 2.5 hours from Indianapolis, so that's
but it was just a decision he made like that morning. He's like, I'm gonna drive over and see Yeehaw Bob. So he's like, you're here, Yeehaw Bob's here, there's food. And it's like, I just told the wife I'm getting in the car and I'm driving to Noblesville. She's like, have fun.
Right.
He showed up.
Again, it doesn't cost anything to get in. So if you can afford the gas and the trip, it's great. It's a great day of fun.
And there's plenty of parking at the grounds.
Parking's free.
Yes. Yep. Well, and there's plenty of it too. And here's hoping the weather cooperates. Who knows what's going to be like a month from now? But we had gorgeous weather last year, so that that certainly helps. So.
Yeah. So we're hoping a lot of people come out. It's going to be just a great day, and we'll like I say, we'll have the schedule posted August 11th on our Facebook page, on our website. Everybody can go out and view it and kind of pick and choose what they'd like to do during the day, because there'll be multiple events going on at the same time, and it's really up to you what you want to see. So
which is always the hardest part. How can I be in 12 places at the same time? Or in my case, I'm in one place the entire time.
Well, right. You're at the expo, but you know the expo isn't a bad place to be either because usually you can see the entire hall from there.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely not a bad place to be, and there were, you know, definitely a lot of foot traffic. You know, people talking to all of us folks over in the expo area, whether, you know, just to say hi and pick up a business card. I mean, there were some people doing the scavenger hunt, getting their, you know, board, you know, sign with trying to get the things filled out. So when there were several of those where they're like, have you done any of these? I'm like, yes, I have. Which one would you like me to sign?
Yeah, we had, that's right, we have stamps, and we're doing the same thing again this year with that. We're basically take a passport around with you. You get 10 stamps from the expo and put your name on it, and you're registered for a drawing, for a gift card. So we'll be doing that again this year.
Yeah. Well, you guys had there were princesses and Star Wars characters wandering around last year. The stormtroopers walked by with at one point, and I had my my stuffed BB-8 sitting on my table, and the stormtroopers spotted him, and I was like, no, you know, I have a stuff for the kids, like stickers and things, but I also had like paper masks that were had some Star Wars, and then there's some Marvel. And I took one of the paper masks that's Captain Phasma and threw it on BB-8, and I was like, this is not the droid you're looking for, it's Captain Phasma, see? And they totally played along with me. They're like, oh yes, sorry, this is, you know, sorry Captain Phasma, moving along. So.
Right. Yeah, we're actually, last year we had an R2-D2 and an R2-M5, so we had a blue and a red droid, and that was pretty cool. I'm almost certain this year we're going to have a fully functional BB-8 roaming around, so that's going to be really cool as well. So, yeah.
I love BB-8. It's my favorite. If BB-8 goes missing, don't check my trunk. I know nothing. This is not the droid you're looking for. I'm kidding. I wouldn't be able to lift him into my trunk anyway, so.
Yeah.
Not if he's fully functional.
So those are the main highlights, and you know, we're looking forward to having everybody out. You know, it'll be an entire day. You can come for a couple hours. You can come for the entire day. It's really up to you. Again, admission is free. You get a free raffle ticket when you walk in the door. You can purchase more if you'd like. You can purchase a ticket for the trip giveaway. You can participate in the silent auction, or you could just come and have a great time, talk to some like-minded people like you, and make an entire day of it. We'll have a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and you know, again, it's going to be an event for all ages and all families. So we look forward to seeing everybody.
That is exciting. So, well, Aaron, thank you for joining us once again, and thanks for inviting me back to participate, and thanks for letting me throw my husband into the mix.
No, absolutely. We really appreciate it. And really, the event is driven by you know, the community and the volunteers and everybody that wants to participate. So we welcome participation, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will put links to everything in the show notes. So your guys' website, the ornament, so people want to order the ornaments. I'll put links to the guests, so Jim Hill, Jeff Barnes, Lou, Roxy, all those fantastic folks. So yay. I've got a countdown going. I'm counting the days, so I'm I need to get past Gen Con.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Yep, it's very exciting. It'll be a nice little hype for me because I'm going on a Disney cruise not long after. So
very nice. Congratulations.
Get me in the spirit before I go sailing with Mickey and friends.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Excellent.
So awesome. Well, like I said, we'll put the links to everything in the show notes so our listeners can find all of that information on our website, which is the5ishfangirls.com. You can find links to everything we've mentioned, along with links to all of our social medias. I will be posting on Instagram and Twitter from the meet, just like last year. I will make sure to post pictures of food so everyone can drool, and there more than likely will be a picture and with me and Jeff and our Dole Whips and the now famous phrase, "in my defense." In this case, it'll be "in our defense." It's a Dole Whip. It's free. What can you do? So yeah, links to all our social medias, the Goodreads book club, our Patreon, our Amazon affiliate link, and all of that fun stuff can be found at the5ishfangirls.com. So there is that, and then we will be back next week as soon as I recover from Gen Con. So yay, Gen Con. So all right. Well, Erin, thank you very much once again, and I'll be seeing you in a matter of weeks. We'll be talking to our listeners next week, and with that, we shall sign off for this week.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Sorry. This is Brittany and Beth. I'm saying goodnight.
This is Holly from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana, saying, Dole Whip, I'm gonna get a Dole Whip. Listening to the 5ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at the5ishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you'd like to support the show, the best and easiest way is to leave us a rating and review on iTunes. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at Patreon at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to help keep the show going. For official 5ish Fangirls merchandise, visit mymerch.us. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at 5ishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you all on the next episode.